What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. It is Monday. Happy Memorial Day. We are still at it, you guys, because we still want to talk football. Unless you guys don't want to. You guys want to talk football today? Yeah, I
Mm.
love talking football. But yeah, what a game last night. Did y'all watch Game 7, Boston against the Heat? That was you
Watch
didn't
like the
watch it?
last 40 seconds of it.
Well, the last 40 seconds is basically all you needed to watch. It was freaking awesome. It was a good game. Boston almost lost it, like twice out of that game. He was coming back. I mean, they stopped him, and then Butler just took on too much he could handle, and he missed a shot. Man, he was feeling good. He missed a shot. It didn't happen. He do not advance. Boston advances. That's the team I was rooting for. Wanted Boston to advance, but heck yeah, man. Let's go Boston. We're gonna see Boston and Golden State out there to duke it out. I think the last time they played each other was in 1969. Was it? I forgot what they
I
said,
have no clue.
but it was a long time ago. Hey, what's up, Nestor? Appreciate you being here live on the podcast. You're always here, always supporting us. Thank you so much, man. Um, Today, from the title of our video, we're doing some NFL power rankings. We did release our power rankings, was it 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago? And we got a lot of feedback. So we're like, okay, we need to do this live. We need to explain ourselves and why we're picking these. Okay. And just to let y'all know, we all do not, we don't agree. So you're going to see what goes on in our heads and how we fight each other, but it's a good fight. It's a friendly fight. It's like a gentleman fight, like, hey,
Of
Reed,
course.
how you doing? Shake my hand, dude. Thank you, sir. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna get right into that. We're gonna show some comments that we got from Twitter. We're gonna have our tier list live as well, so you guys can see exactly what we're doing. And if you guys are listening on traditional podcasts like Spotify, we're not at iHeart Radio just yet, but Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, we will do our best in explaining everything that we are doing live on this show today. And feel free to come in. Feel free to let us know if we're wrong or if we're right on, because honestly, I think we're right on. We're willing to say the things that no one else is willing to say. What do you mean? Okay,
Mine
yeah,
would be a little bit different.
mine would be a little bit different too, but amongst the same tier list, but number list, it would be different. But
Okay.
let's get right into it. Reed, thank you so much for getting this tier list up and ready for us, man.
Of
I
course, of
really do
course.
appreciate that. Um, so let's start off. We got the Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Arizona Cardinals. Oh, you did the SABC. Okay, I thought we were gonna do
I
like the trash and stuff like that.
I can talk about I can change it right now. I forgot to ask
Nah,
you guys before.
because that's what we did on our regular tier list, right? On our original.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
so while does that, I want to see if I can find some of our tweets that we had last week. They're a lot of fun. We had a lot of feedback. Hopefully, we can get some more. We did release our QB power rankings.
Mhm.
That's a good feedback on there as well. Okay, let's
Yeah.
see what we got.
Elite.
So here we go.
Whoa.
This is our Twitter. This is our Twitter page. Okay, so please don't hack us. If Gabe, you're watching, please don't hack us, man. Please forgive us. But yeah, it says way too early power rankings. Here's our power rankings. So obviously, this is what we set out before. It could change today. Honestly, it could, because I might put up a bigger fight than what I did last time. But first one was Gabriel. Gabriel was ecstatic. He liked the way we placed the Patriots, which we put them, on the B tier. And we got a couple more that we're going to mention a little bit later on with JC, Joseph, myself, even Reed out there. So let's get back into this. First team. What is the God Squads?
God squads, elite, mid, trash.
Cool.
Okay. All right, so first up, we got the Arizona Cardinals. Okay, they start off real hot, kind of like what they do almost every year. Then they fall apart. They lose to the LA Rams in the playoffs. Had no chance whatsoever. And then I'm going to put a lot of factors into consideration. This upcoming season, they're going to be out without D-Hop for a good 7 games. I'm going to put that in consideration. Shame on me, whatever. Call it what it is. But I'm saying they're mid.
You're saying they're mid right now?
I'm saying they're mid right now. They are not elite. And for sure, they're not part of the God squads. And I think they're better than I think Kyler Murray is more talented than that. I think they have a good squad with them. It's just I don't believe in their coaching staff. I don't think they could still hang on the whole season.
All right.
I would agree.
I'm fine with
Okay.
that. Falcons.
I'm on a roll here.
Where are they going to land?
Falcon. I'm excited. You guys
You're
know I'm a
excited?
Mariota guy. Okay, I'm a
Oh, come
Mariota
on.
guy. They have Kyle Pitts. They got Drake London. It's going to be fun to watch, but I can't speak for them. I can't. I think they're going to be
Yeah, I think they need a little bit more time to mesh together. We've seen some passes thrown by Marcus Mariota in the past, as well as in their practices, but those are always highlights. It's always how they're going to do in the game and how they're going to adjust with their new team. So we'll see. I still think they're going to be middle of the pack is their best bet.
Yeah, I would say they're also. The reason is I wouldn't say they have a definite quarterback yet. Right now, Mariota looks like the starter, but if he doesn't play well, people are going to be crying out for Riddler to get thrown in there.
The Riddler.
That's what I'm calling them.
Okay,
Ravens.
so now we got the overrated Baltimore Ravens,
Overrated.
the team that's going to have an MVP every single year. The guy, whatever, man. This is a little tough because they're not horrible. They did lose Hollywood Brown.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's too much of Lamar Jackson. Like he's the stud there. But I would put them at mid right now, just because I don't think they have the firepower besides Mark Andrews at tight end to really make a splash in the NFL or make a run towards an elite status to make the playoffs and make a run there. So I'd have them at mid. They'll possibly make playoffs, but that division is now stacked with the Bengals. They're competing. So I don't think they have one of the top spots. So I give them high mid.
If they didn't trade away their best wide receiver during the draft, I would maybe say this, but right now they're right here.
Even if they still had Hollywood, I still would have considered them elite. And honestly, in mid, I'd rather put the Arizona Cardinals ahead of the Baltimore Ravens. That's just me.
Lamar's an X factor.
So is Kyler Murray.
Vincent, you're the tiebreaker.
I think the Ravens are higher, honestly, in my opinion.
You lose, AJ.
It's because he's part of the Bird Squad, dude. He's a Seahawks fan.
They're both birds.
We've only got birds so far.
Well, because one of the birds is in our division. That's why.
Gosh. All right, Bills.
Dude,
Bills
good.
Mafia.
They're good.
They're real good. They are really good, and they addressed the defense this offseason. They addressed it in the draft. And I'm really excited to see if Josh Allen could not only just repeat, but even excel what he did last year. These guys are going to be nearly unstoppable. They're awesome. They just have to figure out the running game. Figure out the run game, and you are it. You're it for the next 3 to 4 years. I definitely have them up there in the God Squad.
Yeah, man. Once they address that 3-headed snake that they got going on there at the running game, they'll be great. So, see what they do this year.
Nice. All right, Panthers. Where do they land?
I say Yeah, I honestly think the Falcons are going to be better than them.
I agree.
I don't know. I just think that once all it is McCaffrey. And then they have Sam Darnold at quarterback. He's not anywhere near elite or even mid at quarterback for me. So I don't see them progressing that much. I still think they need to work on their defense, even though they got some key players there through free agency and the draft. But they still need a lot of work. So I have them at
Do you still have them behind the Falcons?
I do.
Actually, I would too. There's no leader there that I see that could actually lead that team to victory. Like you said, of course, there's Christian McCaffrey, but he's just been questionable for the past 3 years now.
Yeah, it's just too much in the air. The Bears.
The Bears.
Reed, they're not that bad.
I actually have to agree with Reed here.
Really?
I actually have to agree with Reed here. I have to put them in trash. I like Justin Fields. I feel like he's going to have a huge upside. He has not proven it yet. He's going to have a better season next year, hopefully. But, they just lost their best wide receiver, the best wide receiver they've had. And honestly, in that division too, I know you can't put that as a factor, but they just have not proven anything. They have not. I'm going to put them in trash. That's the Niners' first game. And honestly, if the Niners lose to the Bears, I'm feeling crappy because I know that we have no business, giving that team the slightest of chance of beating us. I don't think they have anything going for them right now. Have a lot of upside, but it ain't it right now.
Yeah, I'm going to put them in the trash for right now. When we see the rest of this power rankings pan out, maybe we put them up in but right now, I just don't see them as a very good team, unfortunately. All right. Bengals.
Okay. Last year's Super Bowl visitors.
They're really good, but I still think that their defense holds them back, even though they addressed the Eli Apple position at corner in the draft as well as free agency. I would have them as either top tier elite or low tier God squads, just because of the offensive side. But I still think they have a lot of questions on defense.
That is true.
That's just me, but y'all can add in because they're one of the best teams in the NFL, regardless of what I say.
They went to the Super Bowl. We cannot deny the fact that they went to the Super Bowl. They literally did the impossible. Worst O-line out there. This guy, Joe Burrow's coming off of a torn ACL, comeback player of the year. They were literally the underdog story, but they just did not capitalize in the big game. They did the impossible. They proved that, skill and power isn't everything. It's all about the heart, right, Reed? You know all about that. It's all about the heart, man. And they proved it. So with that being said, I got to put them up there in the God Squad.
Yeah, I'm putting them in God Squad for now. No matter the defense doesn't need to play like top tier defense. They don't need to be the best defense in the league. They just got to be mid tier. With that offensive power of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, etc. They're going to put up points, and not a lot of teams are going to be able to keep up with them. So they are dangerous in this league.
They are. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the Brownies.
This is the hardest one right here. Yeah. Where they land.
Are we going to entertain this? Are we entertaining this seriously?
Of what?
Of the Browns. Okay, so what if they get Deshaun Watson, right? Let's say, so what?
Okay.
Look at the Texans when they had Deshaun Watson.
This is true.
When they had D-Hop. On defense, they had J.J. Watt in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
And what were they? They were always mid. They were always mid. With the Cleveland Browns.
Do you remember their quarterback? I mean, their head coach?
No, I remember. But do you really have that much confidence in the Browns head coach right now? He's better. He's better.
I think their defense is overall better, way better than the Texans' defense was. And I think their offense has a lot more weapons than the Texans did. D-Hop was obviously a formidable force, but they always had running back problems, so they could never run the ball. Offensive line was always a thing. Deshaun Watson was running for his life. And I only know this because the Texans are my second favorite team, even though they have all these bad juju and news coming out on them every single year. But I think they're a good organization. They just are in one of the lows right now, like some of the teams always go through. But so I have them at high mid. I don't have them at elite yet because they haven't proven anything. I think 2 seasons ago is when they were probably in that elite comparison. But last year, meh.
So you're trying to say you were here, Vince?
Yeah, I have them above both of those guys.
Really?
It's just so hard because you don't know if Deshaun's going to play.
Well, even if he doesn't play, I still think that their defense is good enough to be able to hold off for however many games he's suspended, and they might win half of those games with whoever's at quarterback and with the weapons they have there. Especially they have Nick Chubb. So,
And then what? They win majority or all their Nets games after that, with Deshaun just coming in.
well,
I don't know, man.
he's still able to practice even if they suspend him.
Practice is different than game time.
Yeah, but he'll have that chemistry with them.
Will he?
I think so. I mean, they've already started that chemistry out at the beach. He invites him to his mansion. They go on vacation already, and he's only
They all
been
get
there for less than
massages
a month.
together.
Exactly. We're
Yeah.
spending a little bit too much time on this, so we got to make a decision.
I'm saying low tier mid.
I'm going to say mid-tier mid.
Right here?
Yes.
Compromise. All right, Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I call mid.
I think they're low tier elite.
You think they're low-tier elite?
Let's be honest, guys.
They struggle in their division every single year. They do. They struggle
I don't
every single
know.
year. I don't understand it. You could call it coaching, but McCarthy hasn't always been there. You always had talent there, even since Romo was there. Now you have Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, and they still struggle. Look, even the fans, they're saying that they're mid.
They are.
They're speaking. They're saying that they're mid.
I try to stick up for the Cowboys for once.
Yeah, that was the first time you stuck up for them. And I do applaud you for that. You're very brave to do so. But even when I stick up for the Cowboys, I still get backlash for whatever reason. It's just like I cannot win when it comes to this team. So I'm going to call it how it is. They are a mid team because of themselves. They get in their own way. I say this every single year. They get in their own way, and they continue to do so every single year. So until they stop doing that, they're going to be mid. They won't be elite. They have elite players, but they're not an elite team.
Yep,
That's it.
I would agree. I think that they have all the talent in the world, and like AJ said, they just get in front of themselves and they mess it up. They got too many egos out there, too many guys getting paid way too much that they lack in other areas, and they just don't function well as a Super Bowl contending team, even though they say every single year that they're a Super Bowl contending team. So I said they're mid.
We're in mid.
They're high mid. They're not elite yet because they haven't shown it.
Above Ravens?
Yeah, I would say that.
May I remind you, our original power rankings, we had them in
Did we?
Well, we actually had an extra tier.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. We had 6, yeah.
Yeah. So this could be a little different, but I think they fit in right there in mid. They got
Okay.
elite players, but they're not an elite team because they're not a team.
All right. The one thing I will say, I think CD Lamb's going to have a breakout year, and that's why I think they could potentially be elite.
Oh,
I would,
right.
year.
I would disagree. I don't think
I would disagree too. They covered Cooper all year long. CD was open.
All right.
Oh, these guys are elite, 100%.
These guys?
100%.
honestly, like if they are
Dude.
elite, they're low tier elite because all they really have is Russell Wilson and a couple of good running backs.
Actually, you're starting to sound like me last year when Matthew Stafford went to the Rams.
Rams.
I
Hey,
finally
look
got to root for a guy I
look at them
always
now.
wanted to.
Look
I
at
know,
that, though. They won the Super Bowl.
I've always wanted to root for Russell Wilson, and now I get to. I'm a little excited, but you're right. They're not elite. They haven't proven anything yet. Huge
Okay.
upgrade from being trash, getting Russell Wilson. I think they're high mid tier.
Do we put them above the Browns and Cardinals?
They're in very similar situations as the Browns and the Broncos. Very similar.
Just a
You know,
transition, you
Yeah.
never know how they're gonna do. So we can't put them too high by expectations because that never pans out.
True.
Okay.
I think they're good right there.
All right.
Ooh, the loins.
Do they still have Goff?
Yeah,
Yes.
Trash.
Trash?
Yeah.
Trash.
the low tier trash.
Let's just move on. Do we need to talk
I
about
will
this?
say I do hope they improve because I don't want MCDC to get fired next year.
I don't want him to get fired either. I think he's a great coach. I think he will continue to be a great coach for years to come. But Goff will be his downfall. So
Yep.
as long as he's there, trash.
All right. Texans.
Vince, you could take this one, man.
Texans.
Yeah.
I don't think he saw what you did read, but okay.
I did
Anyway,
not see what I did.
No, I didn't.
Texans. I believe they're an team. I think that they're starting from scratch. They loaded up on defense. They loaded up on the offensive line. So I think they moved up to and they had a lot of promising games last year. They just lost a lot of close games, and that was with a whole bunch of defensive players out, a whole bunch of offensive players out. Cooks was injured almost half the season. He's going to come back, and he's going to be just as good. So I have them low tier until they show me otherwise, but I don't think they're trash like the Lions and the Bears. I think they just have a lot of no-name guys who need to prove themselves, but I know you guys are going to say different. So
Yeah, Vince, I'm not saying this because I don't like you. That has nothing to do with this point I'm going to make. It's just like when you think about the NFL, when I'm thinking about teams, I'm thinking about Texas not being the greatest team out there. I mean, they're still rebuilding. You have a lot to look forward to, but right now they're still in the early stages of that. I don't think they got young players. They addressed a lot of positions, but they still need to get used to the NFL. Still need to, tread the water a little bit. I still think they're in that trash category. If we did have an extra category, I'll put them there. But for now, I think they're right there until they prove something.
Okay.
we'll see. We'll see.
All right, AJ, you still haven't noticed?
You put Green Bay and God Squad. Put that down, dude. we haven't discussed that. Put them
No,
down.
they were Nets in line.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
He just moved them up, and he's like, all right, Texans.
Oh, jeez.
All right, where do you guys put the Packers?
Packers, as long as Aaron Rodgers is there, they will be no less than elite. No less.
Are you trying to say they're right here?
No. Coming
Okay.
from this past
Okay.
year, they are part of the God Squads just because they did take a huge hit. They lost Devontae Adams. I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. They did make sure to reinforce that defense, which I think is very important. That's why they're staying up there, in my opinion. But they will not be first. I think you have them right where I would like to see them, right in between Buffalo and the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right. Vincent, you good with this?
Yeah, I would agree right there. I just think the Devontae Adams trade or his loss is too big to put them at first right now.
Yeah.
His loss was a gain. That's all I'll say.
Once you lose Rodgers, it'll be another game too. So.
Indianapolis Colts. This is where I cannot stand people, okay? I look at all these power rankings. Some people have the Colts as a 21st team in the power rankings. 21. For what? Because they lost Carson Wentz? Are you kidding me? No, they got Matt Ryan. They upgraded. This upcoming season, they're going to be better than what they were last year. Don't give me that Wentz crap. They're elite.
Elite?
I'm saying they're elite.
Woo!
They're an elite team. Jonathan Taylor, right now, he's in his prime. He's hungry. He wants to get that MVP. He's going to do it. They're hungry, man. They lost to Clown Town, Jacksonville Jaguars last year to miss the playoffs. I can guarantee you that's not going to happen again. It's not going to come to a point where it's a win-lose situation for them to get in or out of the playoffs. They're going to be securing their spot in the playoffs. They're elite, in my opinion.
Okay.
If they're going to be elite, I'd say they're a low tier elite. They do have a lot of offensive studs, but I like their defense a lot. I like especially their linebacker, Darius Leonard. Holy Christ. Yeah. I thought that guy was the best linebacker in the game. Reed will say different because he thinks his linebacker was, but this guy was just a playmaker. He had forced fumbles almost every single game. He had some interceptions. He had tackles all over the place for loss. I mean, he was a monster, and he's such a leader there, and they still added on top of their defense in the draft as well as free agency. They got Yannick Ngakoue, so I think he's going to be another force that allows them to make more disruptions and more stops on third down and fourth down. So I just think they just got better with the additions that they added. So I would say they are elite, but low tier elite until they prove otherwise.
I just have to comment because Vincent commented at me. Rashawn Gary is not a all-around linebacker that Darius Leonard is. Rashawn Gary is a pass rusher, and I always say he's one of the best pass rushers. That's all I say.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Let's move it. Jacksonville
right.
Jaguars. Sorry, Ian,
trash?
but they are still trash. You know, basically they hit the restart button once again. They have a rookie quarterback that could have potentially just damaged goods because of his first year?
I would, if we're talking putting them in the trash column and like where we're ranking them, I think they're better than all three of those teams down there. Um,
I could definitely see that.
I do agree that they have a young guy at QB, but last year he showed a lot of promise. It's just he didn't have any weapons. And I'm not saying he has top tier weapons this year, but he has more to work with, and they addressed the line. They addressed the wide receiver core, and I believe they also addressed the tight end position.
They got Trayvon Walker, baby.
So they got Trayvon Walker too. But like I said, all those guys that come in as rookies, they just need to understand that they're not there to change the culture. They're there to add to it and just do their jobs. So I'll say it again and again. They just get better at the position, and they'll make a difference. So I think they're going to be better. I think they'll get more than 4 wins this year, hopefully, because they need to get out of that slump.
Nice.
Okay.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Are they God Squad or Elite?
I want to get a lot of freaking comments on this one.
Elite.
You just hate it because you're a Niners fan because they beat you guys in the Super Bowl. Shut your mouth. They're elite.
Same thing
okay.
you did with the Ravens.
No. Ravens deserve to be there. You guys agreed with me, okay? You guys agreed. Okay? Because first things first, I'm a realist. Kansas City Chiefs, they're elite. They're not in the God Squad. They lost Tyreek Hill. That's a huge blow. They lost to the Cincinnati Bengals last year, which, like, come on. Honestly, you should have won that game.
Yeah, honestly, Reed, I think they are top tier. They're going to be first on the elite column. I'll say that now before we get to the second half of these teams. I just think that if we're really going to talk about how good these teams are going to be, we have to understand that they have new guys coming in, and we don't know how they're going to fit in there. Juju Smith-Schuster didn't have a great season last year, as well as Valdez-Scantling. He did have a good year, but he had Rodgers throwing to him. And Mahomes, you can say Mahomes is almost as good as Rodgers, or he's getting there, but it's just a whole new offense they have to run. So I think that they have to adjust. So I would have them at elite until, again, they prove otherwise.
All right. Chargers.
Ooh, I say elite, honestly.
Elite. Herbert's, he's a stud. They addressed the defense. That's what they needed to do. They're elite above the Colts, behind the Chiefs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Rams.
Hate the team. They still got an elite team. They're part of the God Squads. Above the Bengals.
I can say that they are another team that has a lot of new guys on the roster, and they're losing a lot of guys too because they can't keep paying all those guys.
That's very true.
They didn't address anything in the draft because they had no picks. So they're running with the same guys, but they are good. Oh, man. Hey, man, do you see what Keenan Allen was trying to do, though? Sneaky man.
What is happening?
Sneaky man. Anyways, I would say they're still God Squad. They still have a lot of the guys there, and they have at least like 3 all-stars on the team still. So
I will put them ahead of the Packers.
Oof. I don't agree with that one, but
you agreed last time. That's our old chart.
Yeah, but we got to put a little bit more respect on the Packers.
Yep.
I did look at their defense, and I'm pretty satisfied with what they did.
The thing is, yes, Devontae Adams hits us hard. It really does. There's nothing. We're not gonna say that it doesn't. But you got to remember, before Devontae Adams was even drafted, Aaron Rodgers was a 2-time MVP and a Super Bowl MVP. All right. He was Aaron Rodgers before Devontae Adams even got there. He was Aaron Rodgers before Devontae Adams became Devontae Adams. And he will remain Aaron Rodgers after Devontae.
The only thing I will say is he's got to restart with that wide receiver core besides Adam Lazard. Adam Lazard is going to be their number 1 guy, but he's going to have to mold more wide receivers. And I think that he's getting up there in age to where that's going to be a little bit harder. He has the knowledge and everything, but he's going to get – I think he's going to get fed up with having to do that over and over and over again. So he's going to be relying a lot on the running game. if I'm being honest, because he's got two veterans back there. And Adam Lazard is just going to be their reception guy. I don't think he's going to be a big play guy.
The last thing I will say, this will end the conversation. Sorry. The last time we saw Aaron Rodgers with a weak wide receiver core was, I forget the years, like 2014, 2015. We almost won a divisional round game with, what's his name, Jeff Janis and Jared Abbrederis as our two wide receivers. And that was with a bad defense. Now we have a good defense, and we have better people than just Jeff Janis and Jared Abbrederis. All right?
Cool. But you said almost, so I'll leave it at that.
Almost. We lost to Larry Fitzgerald. Raiders.
I think they're mid, even with Devontae.
Jeez. Okay, so mid. Okay, we're in mid.
They are above the Browns and the Broncos.
Right here?
And the Ravens.
I think they're I think they're better than both those teams.
That's what I said. They're above the Browns and the Broncos.
I think they're right behind the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
They still have Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, and they added Devontae Adams. I'm not saying that he's going to be a total bust there, because he's not. But I still think they have a lot more to prove, and they just haven't been that team since Derek Carr had that injury, no matter what you say. So
okay, so where I put them is right here.
Okay, so then y'all veto me.
Well, AJ said
I had him right there.
So
it's me in the middle.
Yeah, we can do that.
I think they're
Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Tua, Tyreek.
I can't.
Raheem, the Dream Mostert.
If Reed wants to put him in mid, I'll be happy with that.
I don't know where to put him, honestly.
I'm putting him low tier mid. Tyreek Hill is a huge game changer for them. I like it. It's going to be like the new offensive play style, the Shanahan system. You know, don't put the game on your quarterback's hands. You put it on your wide receiver, which is Tyreek Hill over there.
I think they're top of
I say they're mid.
I think they're mid too.
All right.
They're going to be last mid. I'll be accepting of that.
All right.
The Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. I'd say they're above the Dolphins, but not above the Arizona Cardinals.
I don't think they're above anybody else.
I think that's a good spot for them right there.
All right.
New England Patriots. You know me. I'm not a big Mac attack guy. I'm not all that in on mac and cheese.
But they are good.
But you're ranking them ahead of the Dolphins, though?
They're a good team. Yeah.
I think so. You got to remember their coach.
I remember the coach, but it seems like every time I bring up coaching, you know, it doesn't matter. But every time we talk about the Patriots, it's like, oh, it's coach.
Well, because he's that much of a different coach.
Yeah, with Tom Brady.
He's that much different.
I know. I think they're better than the Dolphins because the Dolphins still have more to prove. They went, 8-9 this past season? Almost made the playoffs, but the Patriots did make the playoffs. So I still think that the Patriots still have all their players that they just signed on all those crazy deals that they had last offseason. So I still think they stay the same or they get better. So I have them above the Dolphins, and I'm a pretty big Tua guy. So
yep, I'm good with this. Saints.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
They kind of we all thought they were going to be trash after how buried they were in the salary cap, but they ended up coming out looking pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, they barely missed the playoffs last year.
They still got a lot of guys to come into New Orleans, so I think they're pretty good. I would say they're above the Patriots.
Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry, Alvin Kamara. Oh, yeah.
And I think they have the potential to possibly move into the elite category after this season. If they do everything they're supposed to do and everybody stays healthy, I think they have the talent to do so.
Okay.
We'll see.
New York. Very disappointing New York. Yeah, I have them. You got a new head coach. Daniel Jones needs to prove himself. Saquon, see if he can stay healthy. It's just
Yeah, I would say they're above the Panthers because they have a lot more talent. They just need to stay healthy.
I feel
That's
good
what
with this.
Yeah.
New York Jets.
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 I feel like we got to pair them up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I love the Jets. I'm excited for them. But, if we're doing power rankings based off what we saw, what we know post-draft, I would even put them higher, the Jacksonville.
They did really good.
Yeah, I feel
But
like
here's the thing: who's gonna win more games?
and that's tough because the schedule for New York is just so tough, man. I feel bad for the dudes, but I like New York more than Jacksonville. I'm fine if you put them first or second, but they have to be in that category. It kills me to say that.
Yeah, they just still have to prove it. If they can go out there and win some games in the first 8 weeks, I will be very surprised and I would be very glad that they did. Because they're an upcoming team, but they have a lot of bad luck. And I don't know. That's all I can say.
All right, Eagles.
A team that everyone's real high on just because they got Brown on their team hurts, But you know what? Vince sent me the other day the rankings for best offensive line in the league, and they have the number one offensive line. And you know me, I'm big on O-line. So with that,
What's
I
that?
put them in mid.
We're in mid though.
I say they will be better than the Vikings,
Really? Okay.
and it's gonna be. I think they can go higher. Not only because of the AJ Brown trade, but when you look at everything that they've done in the offseason and in the draft, they've added a lot of pieces, and I think it only benefits Jalen Hurts.
I like them right there. Me personally, I think right there is it.
Okay.
I think they're going to be better than the Cardinals, but I want to see it first.
I wanted to be clear though that Hurst has to play good in order for them to be here. If not, then they're over here.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna play good.
Okay.
Mitch Trubisky and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nestor, I really hope you're not watching anymore.
Have him in
They have to be in the tier. I mean,
really?
I think so. They had Big Ben in his last leg, and they didn't do much. They lost Juju. I know Juju did play a huge factor last year, but he was still a key point in that offense. I'm excited for them. I like Najee. Najee's going to carry the load once again. They need to get out of that slump. They have not had a losing season yet.
Yeah, that's my reasoning. I want them in mid.
I guess, yeah. That with that reasoning, me personally, I don't think right now we could put them below the Dolphins.
Yeah,
I want them to. I want the Dolphins to be ahead, but right now we just can't do that.
That's why I think the Dolphins belong here.
I can't. I got to keep the Dolphins in mid.
There you go, baby. There you go.
I don't know,
man. I think they're in the same boat as the upcoming team, which is my team. They are in a rebuild, even if they say they aren't. You just have key pieces there that are not there that you need to draft or trade for. So it's like in a 50-50 where we're not rebuilding and we are rebuilding. So Seahawks are going to be in right now, even though they're my favorite team. I want them to be in mid, but they have a lot to prove. Just like some other teams that we talked about, everybody has them down in the 20s. I think they can be higher in the teens and compete, but we have to wait and see. So I'm fine with wherever y'all put them there.
I have them there as I would have them right there where you got them, Reed.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know about the quarterback situation. I know they got stud receivers. I've seen those TikToks, lock to lock, but yeah, it's just that's all hype. We got to see how.
Yeah, man, it's just highlight videos. I'm sure there's a lot of picks in between those.
The San Francisco 49ers. Woo!
All right, AJ, say your piece, and then me and Vincent are going to do the exact opposite.
Okay, like I said, I am a realist. Okay, I would love for them to be in a God squad, but they are elite quarterback away from being part of the God squad. I would say they are elite because it doesn't matter, who's on that roster. As long as they have Cal Shanahan, that coaching, they will always be a competitive team to enter the playoffs. They've showed it from time and time out. I mean, you see it, Reed, being a Packers fan. You even went up against teams with freaking CJ Beathard, and we gave you guys competition. So I in my heart know that they are an elite team. We are one key piece being away from a God Squad team, like we once were. Faithful
Okay.
then, faithful now.
How was
I
your
would
off season?
say- I
Off
would
season,
say they're rivaling the Cowboys right now, because just like the
Ooh.
Cowboys, they are going. I'm not saying they're mid, but I'm saying they're going to have similar records to the Cowboys, just because they are going to shoot themselves in the foot. I believe it happens all the time. They still don't know what's going to happen with Jimmy G. I think if that does not go through, they have a lot of work to do, because they still need pieces at the corner position, in my opinion.
I mean,
But
we got Charvarius Ward, the guy from the Chiefs. They re-signed Jason Verrett, who was injured all last year. We
so
got depth in our corners now.
the Seahawks do too, but we still suck. So I'm just telling you, there's a lot of stuff that happens in the season, and I think it's just gonna keep happening. We've always said that the 49ers need to stay healthy, and just like the Panthers, just like the Giants, it never happens. So until that day happens, I still think that it's always gonna backfire. That's just my opinion. I'm not a San Francisco fan at all. Me and AJ always rival each other whenever they play each other. But I'm just speaking from what I see, because me and AJ always send back videos and stats of the Seahawks and the Niners just competing. But I take it seriously. I think the Niners are good, and they're going to still be better than the Seahawks. But being a football fan, I think they're in the same boat as the Cowboys.
Okay. I'm fine with them right here.
Yeah, they're still elite. Don't get me wrong.
All right. Bucks, where do they land?
Tom Brady's back.
Yeah.
That makes them elite. I don't
Yeah.
think they're part of God Squad.
No, they lost some pieces.
No, they lost too much. Yeah.
They did. They are elite. I still think he owns Patrick Mahomes.
So you put them above the Chiefs?
I put him above the Chiefs.
Okay.
It's a tough one, because we're always waiting, when is Brady gonna fall off, and it hasn't happened yet. So
Safety with Aaron Rodgers.
yeah, I think they're better than the Chiefs, just because of coaching as well as the tenure of Tom Brady.
All right.
They're good.
Titans.
I don't think they're elite. I don't. Derrick Henry is elite. Once we do a running back little tier maker here, he will be in the God Squad area. But
I mean, they don't have AJ Brown or Julio Jones anymore.
yeah, that's why I have them at mid.
We're in mid.
I
If
think
they're going to
they're-
be in mid, they have to be above the Cowboys.
Really?
I think so. Even with Ryan Tannehill there being insecure, I think so. But then again, they did lose Brown and what's his name?
Julio?
No, not Julio. The wide receiver rookie that they drafted in to take Brown's place.
I don't know his name.
I forgot, honestly. Yeah.
Gosh, he's a stud, but he's been having some
Yeah, he's
issues. He's been having some issues during practice as far as conditioning. He's been very out of shape, and he's not shown anything. Even to a point where he walked out of a practice because he could not, perform any longer.
Oof.
Yeah. So yeah, because of that, I'll put them in mid. Sucks because I would like to see them succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
All
see.
right.
Last one.
Commanders.
San Antonio Commanders. They're an eh. They're disappointing. They're an eh. We had high hopes for them last year. We talked so highly of that defense last year.
Mhm.
I understand Young got injured, but even before that, you embarrassed us. You disgraced our name. We talked so highly of you, and you did not play out.
So it happens, man. We can predict all this stuff, but somehow it will always have something where it just messes up. And I don't know what it was there. I don't know if it's the stadium that's rubbing off on them, or if it's the new name. They don't know their identity yet. There's just a lot of factors,
It's
and
a phase, Vince. It's a phase, okay?
they're
They're
going
ain't
through
going to
the,
be in Washington next year.
they're going through the teens phase. They don't know who they are.
Gosh. Reed?
My question is, are they worse? Are they the worst in their division?
I don't think so.
I think they're better than the Giants because I mean,
Yeah.
say what you want about Carson Wentz, but he's at least mid-tier quarterback.
Oh, yeah. I prefer Carson Wentz over Daniel Jones right now.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
All right.
All right. Nice. Well, there it is. That is our tier list. Me personally, I don't think I would have the Lions that low in the trash. I don't think they're the worst team in the NFL. I think they're one of the worst, but I don't think they are the worst. But yeah, that's our tier list.
Yeah, I agree with you, AJ. I don't know who in that trash list is going to be last. I think it's a toss-up between every single team there. It just depends on scheduling and injuries, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited because I cannot wait now to see how the league plays out this upcoming season, to see how accurate we are, how inaccurate we are. If you guys think we should change anything, you guys let us know. We'll post this updated tier list on, since it's different. We only got 5 tiers, and we'll see what happens. I'm pretty excited. I like this. I think it's honest. But
Yeah,
what do you
I
guys
would say
think?
it's honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I know you would have things different, Reed. I know you'll have Green Bay at number 1 probably.
No, I think it's fair to put the Bills ahead of us. I think it's fair.
They just have a lot going for them right now. And they're young.
Yeah, same thing. So awesome, guys. This show went a little bit longer than expected. But you know what? I always have fun doing these. We'll try to find a way to shorten this up because we still have a lot more to talk about. Well, of course, we'll continue to talk about more NFL news, but we could do some more tier lists as far as, the running back position, wide receivers, even defense or defensive positions. Nick Bosa is going to be on top every single time. But yeah, this is going to be awesome, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be posting this. Give us your feedback so we can learn a few things, or just hear you out. We like to hear different opinions out on this. But thank you all so much for joining us live. Before we head out, you guys have anything else to say?
You got nothing, no.
Happy Memorial Day, guys.
Yeah.
Happy Memorial Day. Thank you, Vince. Thank you for serving our country. Not this Vince, another Vince in the chat. Appreciate you guys being here. And until next time, keep on grinding.